We spoke to Patriots head coach Bill Belichick via Zoom this morning, and Belichick was asked a question about how much stock he puts into his quarterbacks, Cam Newton and Mac Jones, repping with the starters versus repping with the backups. And Belichick gave an interesting answer, saying control what you can control, guys, right? It doesn't matter who's out there with you. Do your job and we'll see that. And if a guy over here or a guy over there breaks down, then that's not on you. So here's the head coach on why the Patriots players should not be wasting their time with thinking about who's out there on the field with them every practice.
Well, look, we've told all the players from back in May when we started, which is the absolute truth, is not to spend a lot of time worrying about who else is out there with you. Worry about what you're doing and try to get it right. And I think that's the most important thing for each and every one of us, is if we would focus on what our job is, how to do it well, how to do it better, how to improve on it. Again, that's all of us, coaches, players, everybody. Like, that's really what we're trying to do. And, spend a lot of time worrying about who else is doing something else and who else is out there or not out there or whatever is honestly a total waste of time and energy, and it's not productive. So we don't really worry about it.
Along with speaking with Belichick, we also spoke to Patriots wide receiver Jakobi Meyers, who had a very strong day out here on Tuesday in day 2 of joint practices. And Meyers was asked a question about what it meant to have field stretcher Nelson Agholor on the outside, allowing him to work those short and intermediate areas of the field that we know he does so well. And he, with a big smile on his face, Meyers said, "I love it." And he seemed to really dig the fact that Nelson Agholor got those safeties off of him. He also mentioned Kendrick Bourne, said that those are the areas of the field that both him and Bourne are going to be able to work this season, and Agholor kind of puts the entire thing together. I think we saw that over the last 2 days really come to fruition. The fact that the Patriots didn't have Nelson Agholor in the preseason opener against Washington really showed how slow and stagnant this offense can be without a legitimate deep threat on the outside. In these 2 practices against the Eagles, Agholor has been back in the lineup, and you see a much more explosive Patriots offense, and you kind of see the pieces of the puzzle come together a little bit more. We also spoke to running back Sony Michel after practice, and Michel did admit that he feels a little bit more confident running routes coming out of the backfield, and we've certainly seen that over the last couple of weeks at training camp. Out here today, caught a couple different passes from both Cam Newton and Mac Jones and red zone 7-on-7. Sony looks a lot more confident, a lot more decisive with his route running. He's a reliable underneath target now on checkdowns and things out of the backfield. So that's a good development for the Patriots. As we know, over the years, they've been a little bit predictable with Sony Michel in the backfield, but maybe not so much this year, as he's developed quite a bit as a receiver, I would say. The Kristian Wilkerson steam, we always were on board with Kristian Wilkerson and sort of the training camp hype that he brought to the table. Well, it's losing some luster over the last few days. Kristian Wilkerson really fighting the football. Couple of drops out here today, a couple of drops on Monday. He's really struggling to catch the ball all of a sudden. He has the yips for drops, and it's a little bit of a concern if you're a guy that's trying to make the roster. He certainly still gets open. He certainly still flashes those route running abilities and explosiveness off the line of scrimmage, but then when you finish the play, it's a little bit herky-jerky right now for Kristian Wilkerson. So another camp favorite, Wilkerson, maybe on the outside looking in if he can't get over the yips with the drops out here at practice. You can check out the rest of our reaction from day 2 of joint practices with the Eagles on our YouTube channel, Patriots Press Pass. I also have some written work on the site, CLNSmedia.com, in my notebook with a lot more reactions from day 2 here in Philly.